Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the Nearby Nation, you have done it. Over 2,000 likes, which means I owe you a big tutorial video on how to install the new Technic. So here we go. This is how you're going to be doing this. So first and foremost, we're going to be using multi-MC. If you've never used it before, it's very simple. So I'm going to open up multi-MC. We're going to need to create a new instance. So I'm going to go ahead and go right here. I know I have a lot of instances opened up right now, but create a new one, and we're going to call this new Technic test. Alright, so we're going to look for new Technic test right here, and we're going to go ahead and run it just once. Just going to run it once. Just to get everything running in the background. And once it's ran, we're good. We can close it down. We're going to need to do right click and go to View folder. Alright, here is where the tricky part comes in. So this right here is the RAR file that you're going to get. Put in instance folder and how to the new Technic. So we're going to open up how to the new Technic, and you're going to have a whole bunch of links. Now just like we did with Tropotech, this is how it's going to work. First of all, we need the Feed the Beast pack, because this whole thing is based off of Feed the Beast. There's a couple of things that get updated from Feed the Beast, but most of it's based off of that. Also, for your jar, we're going to need Optifine. C6, normal version is what I use. GUI API, ID Resolver, IDR, Mistcraft. For your mods folder, Forestry that's in the folder is not up to date, so we're going to have to re-update Forestry. Also, Forge needs to be updated. I need to put that in here actually. Update Forge, because Forge needs to be updated for, I believe, Forestry. Raise minimap, extra biomes, Bunyan, Mo creatures, custom mod spawner, IC2 nuclear control, module force fields, Thaumcraft plus NEI plugin for Thaumcraft, Railcraft, Steve Carts, more creeps and weirdos, which is optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want. Tree capitator and additional pipes, and that's it. And then you have to install the configs folder. So now that I already have that over, let's go ahead and do it step by step for you. Okay, so first we want to install the Feed the Beast. So I'm going to go ahead and open that link up so we can get to Feed the Beast. And we're just going to want to go to spoiler. There we go. The mod pack's right here. Click here to download. Download it. We're just going to save it to the desktop. I wouldn't normally be using IE, but I guess it's set for default links, so that's probably why I'm using IE. Okay, so there it is right there. We're going to open it up. I'm going to open it up again. And you'll notice the default file structure is the same as multi-MC is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag and drop this all over here and click yes. So there's our default instance. So there's a couple things we're going to have to do to it. First, we want to go to inst mods. This is the mods that get installed beforehand. We're going to want to update Forge. So I'm going to go over here and go to Forge. Link will be on the page, but Forge is pretty easy to get to. Releases. And we want the newest Forge, so we're going to go main Forge download. And we're going to go to client version. That'll download. We're going to delete this one out because it's an older version. Throw that one in there. There's a couple other things that we're going to need. I'm going to go ahead and copy this and paste this so you guys know to update Forge. Optifine C6. So I can go ahead and... Can I just drag it and drop? This is how much I don't know about. Okay, there's Optifine. C6 is right here. I'm just going to go click download. It's going to open up AdFly. Skip ad. Download Optifine. Ads in the background. Nice. Save to, and we're going to save it to the folder that we're actually dealing with. So multi-MC, instance, the new Technic test, inst mods, right there. Inst mods saved. Next, we're going to need GUI API. GUI API. Scroll up for a second. Download right here. Save. We're going to save it into InstMods as well. ID Resolver. Now there's two different ID resolvers we're going to need. First, we're going to need this one right here. Save as well to InstMods. And then we're going to need this one right here. Save as well to InstMods. Mistcraft. This is something that gets installed into the jar. It doesn't get installed into the mods folder. So we're going to need to download it. And I believe the version that we're going with is the client 0.86 for Forge 135. So save that and then save it to the inst folder. Alright, that is all that we will need inside of our jar. Now, one thing you want to do is you want to make sure you get these in the correct order. So I want to right click and go to Edit Mods. And we sure want to have Forge right in front. We want Mistcraft at the end. Probably throw these up front too. And even Optifine can go up here. That should work. Let's go ahead and test this out to make sure that it works. No problems at all. Let's see. Waiting. Alright, no problems at all. I don't know why it says sprite IDs left error. I have no clue why. I have just been ignoring it. The problem that I have is I like using the ID resolver, and although Forge is already hooked into the 4096, it doesn't have the ID resolver, so you have to use this secondary thing, and I think that's what messes it up, because you're not really using an 4096 because you're using the Forge version. It's weird how it works, but it does work. So now we're going to need to download all these mods. Again, not that hard. We're just going to click right here, go there. In the Forestry Wiki, you're going to want to download the client version of Forest. You want Buildcraft 3 plus 1.5, 3.1 plus 5. Save. You want to save it to Minecraft Mods. We're going to delete this Forestry out because we don't need it anymore. EE2 we're not going to use. And we're just going to save this. Oh, not save it as EE2. Save as... right there. You can choose to keep EE2 in. It's already got its own default item number, so I don't think it would interrupt with anything else. If you want to keep EE2 in, I think it's possible. I haven't tried, but I think it's possible. So now we got Ray's Minimap. Again, we're just going to go download Ray's Minimap, newest for 1.2.5. Go ahead and wait for AdFly link to get over with. Skip. We're going to save it to the mods folder. Extra biomes. Open this up. We're going to go to extra biomes. Scroll down, and we want download for SMP. Or not SMP, SSP. My bad. The first one that's up here. Wait for it to download. Or at least AdFly to get done with its 5 seconds of fame. Skip. Save. Save. Now we're going to need Bunyan. Again, this is just your preference if you want Bunyan or not. It adds different kinds of wood. Adds custom fir, redwood logs, all different kinds of stuff. It goes along with extra biomes, so it is a good thing to have. Single player client is what we're going to need. We're going to save that to the mods folder as well. Now we're going to need Mo Creatures. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the download for Mo Creatures. We already have GUI API because we installed that already. We're going to need custom mob spawner, and we're going to need Mo Creatures. So Mo Creatures is right here. It will not run. Nice. Yeah, I don't think it will run without custom mob spawner. I think that was an error that I did have. So that goes in the mods folder. We're going to go back again. And we're going to go with custom mob spawner. Another AdFly link. Click here to continue. 2, 1. Gotta love the AdFlies. Skip there. Download. Save. Okay. Alright. Now, nuclear control. Scroll down to the newest version. Actually, my bad, that's a video. Scroll down to right here. Client version. Save. To mods folder. We're going to need modular force fields. I thought this was a cool mod to install and add, so I went ahead and added it. Haven't really tried it before, so I figure, you know, Direwolf's got a mod spotlight on it, so it might be good, right? Alright, we're going to need this one. Save. Now we're going to need Thaumcraft plus NEI plugin. So if we scroll down, we'll see the Thaumcraft download and the NEI one. So here's Thaumcraft. Again, we're just going to wait for the AdFly link to get over with. Save the Thaumcraft to mods folder. And if you want, you can get the NEI. It's probably recommended. I would use it. It's not like it's going to change anything besides being able to see how to build items in NEI. So there's that right there. Railcraft. Let's open up Railcraft. We want the Railcraft client, this one right here. We'll go with AdFly. Lovely AdFly. Wait for the timer to expire. Click. Save. Okay. That's done. Steve's carts. Okay. Obviously, I put the wrong thing on there for Steve's carts, but we can find it right now. This is why I don't use IE, because I hate sorting through this stuff. Here it is, Steve's carts. Okay, so we want to go to downloads, and let me go ahead and save this link in here. Good thing I'm looking at this stuff now, right guys? We're gonna need the newer version, so the latest version right there. Wait for this to get done. It's a lot of waiting. It's a lot of ad flying. Alright, there's Steve's carts. More creeps and weirdos. Again, this is an optional thing. You do not have to install it if you do not want. It is a very large file, so keep that in mind. I'm gonna just wait for this to get done. Skip ad. Download. 51 megs. Remember that. 51 megabytes. Actually, it's downloading really quickly. Tree Capitator. If you do want Tree Capitator. I know some people are like, oh my gosh, you got Tree Capitator? Really? There's the client version right there. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Skip that. Save. Okay. Next thing, and last final thing to download, additional pipes. This is so you can have your teleport types and all that. So we're going to scroll down to the download. We want to make sure that it's client download for, actually we need, okay. Additional pipes 1.2.5. Oh, gotta love the fake Minecraft forums, right? You know what? Additional pipes 1.2.5. We're gonna look right here. There they are. So that's the link that we're gonna need for you. Sorry, I was gathering these links after I downloaded them, so. We want the Buildcraft 3.15 version with Forge, so download that. And then we can go and throw this over. Alright, so that is done. We've gotten all the downloads done. So we can actually close this out because the last thing is now install configs folders. So I'm going to save that. Got a lot of these to click probably, don't I? Yep, there we go. Alright, so inside of your .minecraft, you got your buildcraft, configs, red power, and Steve carts. You just want to throw these, copy and paste, or cut and paste, whatever you prefer, into the destination. Do this to all the conflicts, and there you go. Now, we should be able to run this instance without any errors. Ooh, Bunyan mod. Did I forget something? I don't think I forgot anything. Let me make sure of one thing before I do. We have Bunyan mod 1.3, right? So we're gonna go to mods. Ah, we got Bunyan mod 1.4. That's why. I guess they updated. Okay, so we should be able to run this just fine then. It must just be like one thing that got added later on down the road. Automatically assign in reverse. Trim all loose, and then we should be working. Now, just to make sure, what I'm going to do is take inside of my folder. I said inside of my folder. Right here is the new Technic. This is my version. I'm going to take my save for my save world. And then I'm going to throw it inside of the test world. Minecraft. Save. Paste. There it is right there. Oh, there's a couple things that we need to take off as well. Now that I see that. But as you can see, all the items are installed. A couple things that need to be taken off inside of this instance, and make sure you do this because this is crucial. This is important to do. So go back into the new test, Minecraft, and we're going to go into the mods. You want to take out why you know make good maps, music box, and timer. There should be a timer one somewhere around here. Where are you, timer? There it is, timer. Was it just a folder? I think it might have been just a folder. Okay. There we go. That's probably why it gave me the whole trimming options and all that. Alright, now we are in my world. There you go, guys. That is how you install it. So the only thing I really kind of messed up on was the fact that there's a couple mods that need to be deleted out. Other than that, there's a new version of Bunyan that I didn't have that apparently adds 1 or 2 new item blocks that I don't know about. So, but I will add that into my own. Other than that, everything should work out just fine. And now we have a creeper. Oh well. You know what? Kill me. It's fine. Kill me. But that is how you install everything all together. I hope you guys can get that. It's pretty straightforward. Really it is. Put the mods in the mod folder. You put the stuff that goes in the jar folder. Actually, not really a jar folder, but you get where I'm going from. Inst mods. You put all that in there. And then you put the configs in. And that's it. Make sure you delete those few mods out, and you shouldn't actually have any errors or corrections or anything like that. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next episode of the new Technic. Did I really say Technic? Really? Oh, horrible. The new Technic. Alright, bye, guys.